I think I would implore all students to remain calm. Many years, my experience tells me that it is the beginning that is most difficult. The anxieties are heightened from this time till the end of the first week. Then people tend to take things in stride. And because of that, I think people should take time to rest. I think it's very important. It is also important that this is not a time to really stress yourself on issues that you can't control. Consolidate on the large areas that you are conversant with to build your strength.
Okay, deal with what you can actually accommodate
At any particular time.
Okay, thank you very much. It's coming from the Dean of Students, Dr. Kofi Owusu Deko. Any advice for students?
Yeah, and I also think that they should take time in between the running around to just sit and reflect. Take a walk, for a few minutes, stretch. Take short breaks in between your cramming, if that's the word I should use. It may do you some good if you say take 10-minute stretches after every 1 hour, or say 1.5 hours. There's no point sitting down for 6 hours. If you think that you are not concentrating, take a breather. Sleep well. I think it's important to have enough sleep. I know the adage goes for every student group that there's more sleep after death. But I think that it's important to get.
You should have enough sleep before you sleep.
Absolutely. Okay. I think you know your body. I'm one of those people who believe that I get sleep attacks, and when I'm feeling sleepy, no amount of coffee or putting my feet in water would make any difference.
Okay, let's talk about
get some rest. Yeah.
Let's talk about examination and knowledge. What students actually know. Does examination equate, or is it equivalent to what students actually know?
I can't speak for anybody, and for me, I would be saddened if students are only examined on what the lecturer teaches. I'll be sad, and I think that sometimes for the people who know me, the students I teach, I'll give you an examination. You are examined very thoroughly. I'm going to give a lot of MCQ questions. Some of them may not be something that I have taught directly. I don't also set my MCQs in the order in which I taught. There have been cases where people have finished a 2-hour paper in 30 minutes. Because I think that for these days of your numbers, when we have multiple choice, what then does happen is that multiple choice questions are not the things that you set in the last week of the examination. You must be developing a question bank. So if the questions are not set very well, and often if the teacher is desperate, then he starts from his page 1 of his lecture to the page 50. And incidentally, that's how the student learns the thing. So you are only confirming what he has crammed.
Okay.
I think examination is about a mix of things. Factual recall, comprehension, applications, those are the things. And a student gets out of there feeling he has been examined.
Would you agree that the KNUST is more academic than social? Some students argue that you are made to study so much so that you don't have time for social activities on campus.
Well, this university used to be called the University of Sorrows and Tears.
And then
University of Special Training, all sorts of acronyms go with
spiritual training.
Yeah, spiritual training. I think also that, and again, I'm one of those proponents who believe that first and foremost, you are here for your academics.
Okay.
That's the first thing. But I've said on this station before, I think university education is not only about cramming. I'll be disappointed if all that somebody knows is his room, wherever he is, and a few of his lecturers. A case in point, a third-year student who is going to be my project student came to me, and I was just speaking to the SRC president, SK Opon, and I asked, do you know this man? Two of them. she does not know her own president. What's he here for? I think university education is about class, about socialization, it's about, sway, all sorts of things. So I think the social bits are important. The religious bits are important. But I say it again, you came here first and foremost for the academics. So get the academics right and let all the other things be added onto that.
Okay, let's talk about in the University of Ghana, students vying for the position of the SRC or any position within the SRC are required to attain a certain level of GPA.
Yeah.
I'm told it's been newly introduced, a GPA level of 3. Would you encourage a similar introduction on the campus, and why?
It's some of my private thoughts, and it is also the case. I mean, for all due apologies, it is also the case. It's one of the several options that are agitating my mind as a new dean of students. So the jury is out. These are my opinions, and I don't want a benchmark. 3 from GPA point of view is quite high. But I would get, since we use CWA,
okay,
I think a minimum of 50% would be good, and at least 1 trail. Because it is the case that a maximum of 1 trail. Because it is the case that also some weak students, and I'm not talking for everybody, hide behind the fact that they are falling behind, and then they go and take this public office. That exacts a lot of time. And then when he's not doing well, he says everybody that nobody likes me. I'm being victimized because I'm a spokesperson. I don't believe in that. I think that shall we have some minimal standards? Okay. That's one option. The core business of SRC also, I like to see as a second option the people who are universally voted for, the president, the secretary, and the
women's commissioner.
Women's commissioner as well, to some extent. Those guys take sabbatical leave so they can concentrate fully on the issues of students. I have argued publicly in many places that it seems to me that when I was here when we were 3,000, we are running a 20,000 university with a 3,000 mentality. It does not work that way.
Okay.
I mean, if there's an SRC president controlling 20,000 students, his job is probably bigger than a lot of other corporate managers.
Okay.
So again, it should be someone who devotes his time fully, and he's supported by the university to carry out the functions. When you come back, you take back your appointment. But again, the caveat must be that I'm not asking you, or we're not asking for somebody to be the super sharks. I'm not even asking for a shark. I'm asking somebody with reasonable competence who's not falling behind in academia.
Okay.